Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Selenium training. So we are dealing with the Selectors Hub series now. So in previous session we have already talked about the installation part and how to use Selector Hub and what are the advantages, and we have also discussed why we use Selectors Hub, where it is useful. We have seen all these a glimpse in the previous session, right? So as said yesterday or in the previous session, we are going to cover usage or interface and features of Selectors Hub in today's session. We have already completed this installation part. So if you haven't watched the previous video, I request you to please take a look at that video so that you will get some understanding on the Selector Hub and then come back here. Now, so we are going to talk on usage or interface in this session and also some features of Selectors Hub. So let's see the interface first. So this is just a normal demo on how to use the interface and what are the different features available on the interface so that you will get some understanding. So whenever you use any tool, first you have to know what are those icons meant for and what are those features of each and every icon and how best we can use that. So when you get hands on any tool, it saves your time basically. It's not about how it's not about you just use some features and then get rid of other features. It's not like that. When you know all the features, then it's going to help you save lot of time. When you know only few features, then you can only work on that features and you will just normally leave those features, whether it might be Eclipse or whether it might be any IntelliJ or any IDE tool. You have to be familiar with the usage of those features and icons. So now let's do some brainstorming on this usage or interface, how to use this. So you might have seen many tools will have many icons, and each and every icon will have same function, some different functionality. So coming to Selectors Hub as well, there are many features included in the form of icons which you can leverage or which you can use. So one of the best feature of this Selectors Hub, I can say, is you can customize the tool. That means you if you want to hide something, then you can hide those boxes or the spaces which you are seeing here. Okay, so let's see one by one what these features are and how can you control this UI as per your need and as per your requirement. Okay, so the first thing which you have to observe here is the icons which are displayed on the right side. Okay, you can see the right side there are icons. Okay, you have to remember these icons. It's see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There are 7 icons. Okay, so each and every icon has its own capability or its own feature. So coming to the first one, let's come to this two two text boxes which you see here. So basically, when you open a dev tool, you will be writing your XPath, right? So in same way, you can write your XPath here. The text box which is given here says XPath CSS selectors. Okay, I'll be giving a clear demo practically as well, but it's important to know how this user interface works, so that I'm just giving a small demo, and then we will switch to the usage in the next session probably. Okay, so I'll give clear details on how to use all these icons and with the different features. I'll explain in detail, don't worry about that. I'll take some web pages and explain it very clearly how to use this Selectors Hub, and also I'll show you how you can save the time between the dev tool and the Selectors Hub in next session. Please keep a watch on this video so that you will get some familiar, then it will be easy for you to understand the practical things. Okay, now coming to the writing area, this is the writing area where you write the XPaths. Okay, and here the next text box which you see here is an attribute box. Attribute box in the sense you can write your attributes. For example, if you type a or something, if you want those particular attribute, you are looking for any particular attribute, if you type that here, then it is going to give you all the paths related to that particular attribute. That's why this attribute is given. So for example, I want to use id, and some others want to use name, and some other wants to use some other attribute like class or something. So you can give that attribute value here or attribute name which you require, so that the selectors hub has a capability of bringing those values automatically here when you type. So you can even hide this text box. If you press here the icon which you see here, if you switch off this, then this box will disappear. Okay, so let me show you that here. See, you are seeing the icon here, right? I'm just switching off this, and you can see here it will not give you any suggestions. Okay, and when you give this one, or when you give search, it will give you. Okay, you can see turn on to get auto suggested functions while typing. Okay, turn off auto suggestions while typing. So you can use this feature as well. See, for example, you can type. Okay, then it will show you those suggestions. Okay, next, coming to this part which you are seeing here, these are copy icons. For example, if you want to copy this path to paste in your code, then you can use these icons. So all separate copy buttons are given for each and every path that is generated, so you can use this button to copy. Okay, and also see here, provide your own attribute name. As I said, you can provide your own attribute name to generate the paths here. Okay, and the area which you are seeing here, it's an auto generated XPath and CSS, this area which we are talking about. So this area is meant for auto generation of all the XPaths when you inspect a particular element. Okay, so you can use of this and you can copy paste in your code. Okay, and then this is the DOM structure, the area which you are seeing here. It will generate the DOM structure here. You can see whether what attributes are present, and if I can use any other attributes for the inspected element. You can observe all the path here, so you don't need to struggle to scroll up and down in the dev tools to look at your DOM structure. The element DOM structure is automatically given here to for our flexibility. Okay, and then we covered almost the left part of the UI. Now let's switch to the top part, and you can see here the icon to save your locators. For example, I am writing some XPath locators here, and there are 2 or 4 elements on the web page. And if you want to save them for future reference, once you type your XPath or CSS path here, you can just click on save, and the selector hub is going to save in the memory, and it will show you it when you save it, and you will have a icon here. If you click on that icon, it will show you whatever you saved. This is just like sometimes in a dev tool we write a lot, and then we keep on trying to write XPaths. Okay, and then we lose them, right? So in order to avoid those, they gave a facility to write your XPaths and save it so that you can use it later. This is mostly used in our page object model. I mean, it will mostly help in our page object model to save our time and to keep a track of our XPaths which we have written. Okay, and one more feature you can see here. There are some text box. Oh, sorry, there are some check boxes given: text, ID, class, name, placeholder. So in some web pages or in some applications, you might observe that you feel that the ID or class is a dynamic, or it's a duplication of with other elements. Then if you don't want these to be included in the auto suggestions, you can just uncheck this so that it will not include the ID in the auto generated suggestion. Say for example, here we have seen it's a title, right? If you want to Yeah, they have given only text ID, class name, placeholder. So if you want to, these are the main things that we use, right? So that's the reason they have given only five. So if you want to hide ID, then you can uncheck this box. So it will not generate any selectors or any paths which contains with ID. Okay, that's why this they have given us a flexibility to use this. Okay. Then one more feature is, say for example, you don't want these auto suggestions at all. If you want to hide these, then you can switch off these using this switch off button. Here you can see, let me zoom it. You can see the icon here on, right? So auto on or off generation of selector. Switching off takes you to the editor mode. So it will take you to the editor mode, then you can write your own XPaths. Okay, that's how this is meant for. Okay. Now, coming to the right side icons or right features, I'll walk through each and every one, don't worry. So you can see here the first icon the is for the filter, show attribute box or hide attributes box. Okay, I am talking about this earlier. I thought this is a switch off button, but let me go back to here and just click on this. See now that uh, a text box for attribute is hidden, right? Now again when you click on this, it will show you the box. Okay, this is how this filter box is meant for. And the next one is multiple XPath. Sorry, we are missing one. And the next one is this one. This is meant for write driver statement, generates driver statements. So say for example you have here input search, input title search, queue, this one, right? So if you want to write a complete statement like driver dot find element dot XPath, then you have to give input title, or this is the XPath, right? So then you have to give slash slash input at the rate title is equal to search. Then uh, it will be difficult for you to write all those in your space of IDE, right? So this tool give facilities to include those statements here itself. I'll show you that in the next PPT. I mean, in the next slide. Okay. And the next one is multiple XPath generators. So this multiple XPath generators, in the sense, for example, you are working on a page object model, and if you want to capture all the registration page elements, then you can click one by one, and it will generate all the XPaths, and you can save those XPaths. I'll come to that in the screenshot so that you will get some understanding. You can even export that into a separate Excel file if you need. Okay, that's how this powerful tool is. Okay. And the next one is debugger, turn on debugger. So you have a facility to turn on this debugger tool, and you can even debug. Say for example, there are some web pages where when you type on a text box for the dates, or for a searching flights or some other tools, immediately when you mouse over to that, it takes some seconds, right? It takes some time to for disappear, and when you try to click on that web element, then it will not appear. So in those cases, if you want to make those elements visible, then you can use this turn on debugger mode. Okay. And the next one is generate selectors in double quotes. Okay, there are some programming tools, or there are some tools where they use double quotes in their paths. Okay, so in order to facilitate that, they have given some facility to include these double quotes in the paths generated. So if you see here, um, if you see here, there is single quote in the search, right? If you click on this, it will generate in the double quote. So for example, see, it is in double quotes now. So but the screenshot which I am showing here is a single quote, because this is turned on. So let me click on this. See, now it turned to um, single it turned to single quote, right? So this is on. So let me switch it on again, and now let me see, now it's again double quotes. Okay, so this is how this icon works. Now coming to this show full list of selectors suggestion. So when you click on this icon, Okay, so the space which you are seeing here, it has almost all icons. So if I click on this button, it will show everything. If I switch off this button, then it will show only few. So for example, yeah, see, observe here, this is switched off now. This is switched off, and I want to scroll it. Okay, this is just if you have so many suggestions for a particular element, then this button will be useful. So otherwise, if you make a full mode, then it's going to cover everything here, and it will not show you the DOM structure. So to facilitate that, they have given this. So either you can scroll down, scroll up, and then make use of this DOM structure and write your own things here. So that's why this is given. Okay, and then reset to default, all setting will be reset. So for example, if you have switched off this id class unchecked, then when you click on this button, then it will reset the interface. So like as usual other tools, this reset will be used. Say for example, let me switch on this. See, I will check uncheck this. See, when you uncheck, these elements are going off, right? If you observe. Okay, so see, now I'll click on this reset. See, everything is enabled. So you can use this facility to reset your UI interface. Okay, so that's how this works. Now let me show you clearly one by one how to use it. So I don't worry, I'll give you all these PPTs, and I will share you the link as well in the description box. You can go ahead and you can see those. You can download and use this for your reference. Okay, see, and one more icon here, suggestion or example. When you click on this, it will give you some suggestions. Say, let me, where is that? Okay, let me click here. So this is a debugger mode, right? I am talking about debugger mode, full driver statement generation. As I said to you, if you need the full driver's statement, and if you want to save your time rather than going and typing in your code area, eclipse or somewhere, you have to save some time. You simply no need these selectors and then again write your own driver dot statement. So this tool gives a facility to generate this driver dot element statement. So if you see here, when you click on this, it will give you auto suggested driver dot find element. The only thing which you have to remember here is, see, I have given a step by step instruction here. So first you have to click on this debugger icon, and the second step is you have to provide driver statement. So you have to type driver dot find element of by dot xpath of, in double quotes you have to provide same, exactly same xpath value. Then it will consider this xpath value as this statement which it is written here, and then it will auto populate here. Okay, so it will take this it will consider this as css selector, and it will provide you the complete path statement. Okay, then you can easily copy paste it in your code, and it saves lot of time. Okay, so full driver statement is generated for you to copy in your code. Okay, second, so follow this procedure. Click on this debugger button, provide the driver statement, and this will be generated, and copy this and use it in your code. Okay, next feature is multiple XPath generator. So as I said, you see, I have given a screenshot here. For example, name, email, website, and I need to capture all these text boxes. Okay, so what I'll do generally I will take one, then copy the, and again come to one, copy, so like that, right? But if you want all these to be exported somewhere for future reference, or if you want to use this in your code frequently, and if it is fine if you have one element, what if you have thousands of elements or hundreds of elements on a web page? It's possible in different applications. So in that case, this feature will help you definitely. Okay, so you can see the icon here. So you just have to simply click on this icon, and then see, the second step is you have to click on this inspector button which you find in DevTools, and then select the element you need, and note down keep repeating step 2 and step 3 to generate all the XPaths for the elements you need. That means you have to click on this icon and select, again click on this icon and again select the element, again click on the inspector element and select the element. So when you keep on doing this, you see the list here, all XPaths and CSS are generated. That means one by one, whatever you selected here, it will be popping up here. Okay, and then once all these elements that you need are generated, you can see here clearly. Okay, one says a selector name. Okay, the things which you choose here, these things. Okay, and then the XPath, and then the CSS, and then the ID, name, class, link text if it has, and partial link text, see whatnot. It gives everything which you need, and it will help you to choose whatever you need. Okay, and then you can save this, or you can copy this and paste it somewhere. Also use this copy button to copy. And the sixth step, if you want to export it, just click on this button, it will export it in an Excel format, and it will uh, help you for the future reference. Okay, so it's very easy. I have given a very simple details in step by step. I'll be giving you this screenshots in the GitHub. You can make use of it if you have any doubts. Okay, and the next thing is debugger for dynamic elements. So if you observe any tool like some other flight booking tools or hotel booking tools or GoBibo or something, so whenever you type something on a search box, it will appear at the first point, and when you click your mouse on the uh, um other space of the web page, then this will be disappearing. Okay, so in order to make this element of the drop down list appear like that, then you can use this debugger button. Okay, so first thing what you do, click on this debugger button, then you can choose XPath. Use the sorry, second step is within 5 seconds click on the dynamic values to inspect. So remember this point, within 5 seconds, whenever you click on this debugger button, within 5 seconds you have to quickly come to the UI and click on the element of the drop down that you need within 5 seconds. So that next step is, then you can use the XPaths or CSS generated. Once you click on that, automatically the XPaths and CSS are generated in this area. Okay, and then when you, if you want to stop, then click on this button to stop the debugging. Okay, now even if you click out of the drop down, the elements stay as is for your inspection and copies. So whenever you do this operation, even when you click on, if when you click your mouse on the other space area, this will be appearing like that until you stop the debugging or until you pass the debugging mode. Okay, that's how this icon will help you. Okay, and the next thing is generate XPaths in double quotes, as already discussed. So you can simply switch off and switch on here. Look, all the selectors are now in double quotes. So this will be mostly used in different websites like Playwright and Tag UI. So you can go to these websites. So see, this Playwright is some automation perspective tool where you can automate with different browsers and all those. So the way of writing paths will be, might be different here. So you can see the double quotes are used, and even the Tag UI, some RPA tool, they use some double quotes to write the XPath. So I'm not much familiar with it, but you can go through these two web pages. These are two samples that supports this selector for generating these double quotes. Okay, and let's see the major features. I think I almost covered all the features, but there are a lot of features coming up and being updated on day-to-day basis or monthly basis. You can keep a watch on the Selector Hub website and the Selector Hub channel. But the major features which people will be looking at when they are using a Selector Hub tool is these features which I am displaying here. So it can handle the iframes, it can handle the nested iframes, it will handle the SVG elements, which is mostly appear in the dashboards like charts and dashboard pages. SVG elements are visible, so it can handle those, and it can handle shadow DOMs, it can handle nested shadow DOMs, and also it can handle invisible elements, which is major challenging in every web applications. And it can handle the customize, and you can customize the selector hub UI as per your need. As I showed you, there are many features which you can switch off, which you can switch on, which you can hide. Everything is given up to you as per your flexibility. And valid error messages are displayed on the tool. So for example, um, so you can, when you are typing here, or when you write some paths here, it will generate you some error messages. Okay, so zero elements matching some error message. See, invalid XPath, add tag number after slash slash. See, it will give you auto suggestions. Click to learn more about selected errors. So okay, you can go here and see what errors you are getting. Okay, it's clearly written how to handle your errors, what error you get, and how to use those and fix those things. It's clearly given in this documentation. I'll paste these things in the description box. You can have a look and use these features if you need. Okay, and then supports multiple buzzers, which we already discussed in the previous session, and generates paths required for play return tag wave, which we have just seen. So these are all the major features. There might be other features which I haven't covered, but these are the almost major things that are challenges, or major things that we need when doing an automation, right? So I think we don't need beyond this basically, but using selectors of tool will save lot of time with these features. Okay, I request everyone to use this plugin, download this plugin, and start using and observe the timings. So observe how it is saving your time, and then just if you have any suggestions, just go to the community blog of selector hub and then queue your suggestions. And the selector hub will take care of your suggestions feedback, and then they will um, update, or they'll take your suggestions and keep on updating this tool, and it's helping a lot. Okay, so that's all, and hope in the next upcoming session we will see practically how to use all these features. I'll be taking some web pages and I'll be showing you some practical examples how to use this selector sub and how to leverage all the features in selector sub in practical way. Okay, hope you like this session. Please like, subscribe, and please share, and please give feedback if there is anything in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.